Hello, I'm back. We are back. Hey, here we go. Eventually, one of those will stick. God. Okay, so, just again picking up where I left off, like usual. I don't know if I need to keep telling everybody that. That's probably in the description. I don't know, I haven't made that yet, but I usually just pick up where I left off before. So here I am trying to put my first unique building. I think it's the theater, not the cinema. They are different. There I am. Destroying stuff. You know, that's pretty good. Alright. Cool, well, I want to get this over with. The vice presidential debate is tonight. It's about to start in a few minutes. So I will keep talking until the time is out, and then I will stop, of course. It's usually how it works. And then I will watch that, and we'll see how it goes. It's Kamala Harris and Mike Pence, in case anybody's watching this years from now, or even days from now. Maybe century. No. Do you think this stuff will be here centuries from now? Like 200 years? You think all this old YouTube video and everything will still be here? You think people will be able to access it? It's like, that's the other thing that I think about. It's like, oh, well, we have this forever. We have this digital copy. It's preserved forever. It's like, hundreds of years from now, people will still have this, and it'll be the same quality as it was before, because it's, you know, this digital thing. It doesn't degrade over time. Well, what if the people in the future don't know how to read that? What if they don't understand programming in the same way, or programming has become such a advanced thing that it's impossible to, well, not impossible, nothing's impossible, of course. Look at some things are. Damn it. But some, you know, maybe they just don't know how to, you know, how to render the files or whatever, how to read the files and then figure out what the files are. It's like recolorizing black and white video. Recolorize it. You don't recolorize, you just colorize. Because it wasn't colorized in the first place. It was a black and white video of a color thing. I assume that color existed before color video. Although some people, I'm sure, don't think that. I refuse. Is it really true that more than 3 people think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows? It cannot be whatever percentage people say it is, like over 10% or something. Like, really? That can't be. And if it is, why are we promoting public education? If our public education system to this point has not been able to educate people to understand that chocolate milk is milk with chocolate, I don't know how much money you can put into that. What amount of money redeems that? I don't know. I don't think anything. I mean, really, yeah, that it's that, oh, the whole system's broken, you have to tear it down and start over. It's like, no, you don't. Not with schooling. Not with public schools. Just get rid of teachers' unions. That'll help. Get rid of bad teachers. And offer school choice. You know, competition. Although I'm not an education expert. I'm the least educated in my family, actually. Formally educated. I'm not the dumbest one in the family. I'll tell you that. Especially with Some of the stuff these people are saying these days. Golly. Maybe they'll listen sometime, but I'm not gonna tell them to. So, yeah, here I am. This is another neighborhood of dummies close to my farm. Yeah, because you gotta have uneducated people or low... Is it just educated? This goes non-educated, educated, well-educated, and then highly educated, I think are the 4 categories for education here. Well, farm jobs are mostly for educated. So, elementary school. In this game, I assume. Well, I don't know. Again, I'm sure you know, small town Indiana, you know, there are farms all over the place, but I don't know. I guess to be a farmhand, yeah, 8th grade education would do it. Probably. I mean, what... You just need to be able to, like, count. Be able to remember how many bushels are in a barrel, and how many whatevers are in a bushel, and how many acres are in a hectare, and all that stuff. But if you can count, read, write, I guess it does get kind of hard. Golly. Because reading, let me tell you, reading and writing is not as easy as you might think. Now, I didn't personally struggle with it growing up. I mean, I've never been a great reader. I can read, yes. I'm not a fast reader or anything, but I can read. I didn't struggle learning how to read. I didn't really struggle learning how to write. I could always kind of do that. Although I don't write in cursive, so my dad says I don't write. That's the only writing that there is cursive. Otherwise, you're printing, which is a form of writing. I mean, Jesus. But I didn't struggle with that. But I know someone now who does struggle with it, with reading and writing and speech. And it's remarkable how hard it is when you think about it, when you really think about, oh, to make this sound, what do you do with your mouth? Have you ever thought about the difference your mouth makes between a sh, sh, and a ch, ch sound? Do that. Do that a few times. Make that sound back to back, and just see what's the difference, and then listen to it too, because it is really hard to hear the difference sometimes, especially if you're just making that sound. If you're trying to sound out a word like chart, it's pretty similar. I know, here I am on here just sh and ch, making sounds, making noises, but really, try it. The other thing, though, is I never realized how hard it is to explain something to somebody who has no understanding. For example, explaining who the president is. Not, oh, the president is Donald Trump, or the president is Barack Obama, but who is the president? Well, he's the person in charge of the country. Oh, so he's like a king? Well, no, he's not a king. And he's not in charge. He's not the only one in charge. There are other people in charge. Well, what are they? But they aren't the president. Well, why is he the only one with the special thing? He's the only president, but he's not the one in charge. I mean, explain that to somebody who doesn't understand any of that, who doesn't have a basic understanding of how government works or anything. Just explaining someone's in charge, but they aren't really in charge, but they are in charge, and people think they're in charge, but really they aren't in charge, but they're in charge of certain things, but not in charge of other certain things. And then these other people, they're in charge of that stuff. And then these other people say whether or not what everybody did is right. I mean, it's crazy. I don't know. We'll see you next time. And we'll see where we go.